Welcome your hosts, Caddy Frank and Erin Fitzgerald, as they lead discussions about substance use disorder and the journey to recovery. You're listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are. I am so delighted to be here with Erin and another guest, Miss Meg, at Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Hello.
And we are here. Miss Erin.
Yes, hello. I'm happy to be here. Before we get started, I'm just going to give a little gratitude to some of our funders, to the Patrick and Amy Butler Family Foundation, Otto Bremer Trust, the Sauer Family Foundation, and the Hardenberg Foundation. And, of course, all of you other donors out there. We appreciate your support, and we would not be here without you.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So good. We need people. We need people.
Yeah.
All kinds of people. Well, we are delighted to be here. The question of the day that always comes up at this point is, hey, Erin, what's right with you today?
What's right with me today? I was thinking about navigation. I think Meg, our guest, I think you'll get a kick out of this. Navigation for me. I was thinking about it first in like a recovery sense, and then also at an event that Meg and I were at a couple of weeks ago. My phone was taken. I left it in a spot I should not have, and then it disappeared. And so I was without a phone for 5 days, and for me that meant no navigation.
Oh.
My internal GPS is like, which way is up? I mean, north. And how do I get from anywhere? So I was kind of stranded to where I knew how to get to, unless, I looked up directions ahead of time. And I just felt like, oof, kind of lost. But it was really nice because at that same time, I was going through some personal things, and I really just needed to navigate them in kind of a quiet space, and not having my phone was incredibly helpful.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just kind of a dual purpose, I guess.
No.
Right place, right time.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting because these cellular devices can consume us, completely consume us. So interesting that you had to navigate both life and situations.
Yeah.
And how do you get from point A to point B?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
It was pretty glorious.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Awesome.
So Miss Caddy, what's right with you?
What is right for me? Well, we are going to talk about the Walk for Recovery coming up, and as much as it is a lot of work, it is one of the most glorious days of the year. And I am just so delighted to be able to represent at Minnesota Recovery Connection, our recovery community, but also look at beautiful people in the eyes and say, wow, this recovery thing, it does work. It does work. So I think I'm very grateful for my own recovery and what I've been able to become and behold in this recovery community. So I'm just grateful for my own recovery.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And Meg, we're going to ask you what's right with you, and then we'll ask you to introduce yourself. So let's start out with Meg. What's right with you today?
Well, first off, I'm living in recovery today, which always makes things right with me. And I learned a valuable lesson today about me. And it made me a little bit more right with the world, I would say. I purchased a chair, an office chair, on freecycle.org. I got a chair.
Nice.
Cool.
And but to get into this chair, I have to transfer from my wheelchair to this office chair. And lately, I've been just rolling up in my wheelchair and saying, "Forget it, I'm not going to sit in the chair." But today, I was like, "I'm going to do it." And it's hard for me to transfer. It's work for me to transfer. But the comfort that I feel in the chair is 10 times worth more than sitting in any other chair in the world. It's just so wonderful. And I learned that that's kind of how my life is.
Yes.
Things that are hard, sometimes I just don't want to do. And it was a big eye-opener for me today. So that's what's right with me today.
Thank you for sharing that, Meg.
Beautiful.
I really, Meg, I'm so glad that you're joining us today. You are one of my favorite people, and when I think of people in recovery, you are definitely the epitome. For those who are not watching, Meg is joining us virtually because if you didn't catch on to it, she is in a wheelchair, and the radio station that we record at is not accessible. And I'll let you share some of that part of your journey, Meg, but just everything that you do in your life is forward. And of course, you have mindsets that can set us back, but you are just a doer and you never stop. And I just adore everything about you. And so now you can introduce yourself.
Who is Meg Allen?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Meg Allen, and I'm a woman in long-term recovery. And what that means to me is that I can be a mom now to my children. And I have the privilege of showing them what a mom is like living in recovery rather than addiction. And I can be a grandmother to my beautiful grandchildren. And I get to work with people that are struggling with addiction. And I get to share my life story, not so much my story, but my experience, use my experience to be able to walk beside people and help them to be able to find the joys in recovery that I've been able to find.
Well, that sums it up pretty beautifully. And there's more of that story to come. But what I want to sort of bring out is that we're about ready to walk into the Walk for Recovery at Minnesota Recovery Connection. And where the hiccup might be in this is that by the time this show airs, the events of Meg Allen tonight will be in the past. But Meg is going to be speaking at the Rally Caps for Recovery baseball game at the Twins Stadium and be the keynote speaker for the introduction of what recovery looks like.
Meg Allen, you're so amazing.
She's so great. So I had just been communicating through text and through email with Meg to get her information sent to me so that we can get it to the needs and the powers that be for our event that we have tonight, which is we're technically, what date are we? September 10th? Is this the 10th?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there. So if we talk about something, you know that it already happened, but I'm sure there's a way that you can go back and watch Meg somewhere in the Twins world. But it's just so exciting because Meg has been around for, I've got a story. When she tells her story, I get to tell my story about Meg, and it always makes us smile because we go way back in time. At least it feels like way back in time. So, Meg, give us a little... Your involvement with Minnesota Recovery Connection has been long and important. What would be the thing that sticks out to you in your mind about the relationship that you've had with Minnesota Recovery Connection, but maybe with what your recovery has looked like? Just give us a minute or less about I know I'm tossing you right into the coals here, but what comes to mind about you and Minnesota Recovery Connection?
One of the biggest things that I always comes to my mind is I was never judged when I went in through the doors. And I was always greeted with a hug, no matter if it was in 2009 or if it was in 2024. I have always been greeted with a hug and just loved for who I am with all of my flaws. And I struggled on early in my addiction, and there was no shame in that. They picked me up and brought me in and said, well, let's go. Let's go make some telephone calls, sort some mailers. I mean, they always had something for me to do.
Wow.
And that's the biggest thing I remember.
Nice. Picked you up, dusted you off, and brought you back. Well, we're going to take our first break, and I just want to say thank you, and we will be back momentarily. Thank you.
Welcome back. We are redefining recovery. It is a recovery revolution. I am Erin Fitzgerald. Across from me is Caddy Frank, and joining us today is Meg Allen. Thank you for joining us, Meg. And we are here to talk about the Walk for Recovery, which is coming up on Saturday, September 21st at the Minnesota State Capitol grounds from 10 to 3. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of it. And, where do you want to start, Caddy?
I think because we have, I'm going to call her an MRC, Minnesota Recovery Connection alum.
For sure.
Who's been around since kind of almost the beginning. I mean, 2009, Meg, is that accurate?
That is correct.
That is the beginning.
So I think the walks probably started, I think it's in 2012 or 13. Can you put on your Walk for Recovery hat and maybe give us a little description of what the early days looked like?
Well, it looks a whole lot different than it does today, I'll tell you that. We ran around with setting up tables and chairs and we had a little stage that was set up that was not really a stage, but it was supposed to be a stage,
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was like a flat piece of wood that people maybe stood on top practically. And where was it? Where was it at that time?
It was at the Lake of the Isles.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, beautiful sight. But we always had to stop traffic a lot, and that always wasn't a very good public relations builder.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's a popular place in the Twin Cities, Lake of the Isles. So. But we didn't have food trucks or anything like that. I usually showed up at 8:00 in the morning.
How many other people showed up? No, like for the whole events, I mean.
People started showing up. We around 11.
How many hundreds or thousands of people did you get?
Oh man. I think we were in the 400s at the very beginning.
Oh, that's not bad, though. That's not bad.
Decent party.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I think we did have, if I remember right, we had sashes that people with long-term recovery got to wear.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. People really loved showing out that, recovery really does work. Long term.
Was that honor guard back in the day? Was that still called the honor guard?
It was not called anything. It was just
a sash.
People with 10 or more years got to have a sash, and they pinned on their years of recovery on that.
Nice,
sweet,
very good.
But it was a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2009, I was in a wheelchair, so I rolled around and acted like I was busy a lot of the time.
Had a very small staff at that time too, right? And how many volunteers?
Oh man, we probably had maybe 20 volunteers.
Wow, good job.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 staff at that time, all together, I would imagine.
I think we had 4 staff at that time. We had 4.
That's amazing. Good job, you guys.
Truly amazing. And I think what's interesting is that when it was at Lake of the Isles, there really could be that true walk, which is kind of the whole idea behind this. People got to walk or go around Lake of the Isles. Did you do that? Did you go around the lake when you were?
I sure did.
You sure did.
Absolutely.
The trooper.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, I remember when I came into Minnesota Recovery Connection, it was 2017. I think I was kind of just tippy-toeing around the edges of Minnesota Recovery Connection. And I was there when we were just sort of embarking on a bigger event. And what I do always remember is Meg was there, and she didn't pretend to do stuff. She totally was rocking it.
Oh, yes. And she still does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the great things that we get to talk about is the history of the Walk for Recovery, but we also have what's happening on September 21st of this year. And we have the event takes place at the state capitol in St. Paul. It is on the front grounds of the state capitol. We take it over and just make it ours. We have sponsors. We have music. We have food trucks. We have bounce houses. We have critters. We've got all kinds of things.
Aside from the food trucks, it's a free event. There's a few rules, like no smoking on the grounds and stuff like that. But other than that, it's really great.
Yeah.
For smokers.
Yeah. No chalk on the sidewalks either. We learned
No
that
chalk
one.
on the sidewalks.
Yeah, we learned that one last year. Yes. So, yeah, it is a free event. Thank you for saying that, Erin. I always think it's always free. It's always been free. So why doesn't everybody just read my mind?
No, it's free.
They can't do that. New Way Alliance is our presenting sponsor. So we always want to give great thanks to them. We have got sponsors in the platinum category, golden category, silver, and bronze. I will probably mention a few of those because we can't do these events without our sponsors. But then what's also really amazing is we also have community members and community tables, we call them. So groups that maybe have small pocketbooks but big, big, big hearts. Yeah. And they want to show up. And so it's really an event for the recovery community and our allies.
Yes.
And our communities in general. I mean, it is a thing. It's about everybody coming together and saying, man, look at what recovery can look like.
Yeah, what I'd like to say to our listeners is, thank you for listening. And for those of you who, are interested in learning more about the recovery community, this is an incredible place for you to stop by and see who else is supporting people in recovery, because there's 100 vendors, like community partners, that show up. And it's really great. So if you want just information for yourself, for knowledge, or maybe you have somebody in your life who could use the information, come on by and check it out. I mean, there's a place for everyone.
Absolutely.
Truly.
If anything, you can just come and eat.
Yeah, for sure. And bring your kids, bring your pets.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. It's interesting because sometimes having done trainings in some of the Department of Corrections facilities, the Department of Corrections shows up. And the reason why I say that is that sometimes people don't have a substance use disorder problem, but maybe they have been involved in the justice community. And they just want to know what else is out there that can help support somebody, because substance use disorder is a thing, but it isn't always the thing.
It can be a layer.
Exactly. It can be a part of that onion that we peel away, and maybe there's something in and so there's mental health organizations that are there, just to support humans. There's a young woman who shows up. I don't know if she's showing up this year, but she works for a free cellular phone organization, and she sets up a little card table. I usually give her a table, but she brings her own. And she just is an opportunity to get people connected. Like you were saying, you had to navigate without a phone for a week. Oh, Lord, don't know if I could survive.
Yeah.
But we do.
Yeah.
But helping people do that navigation in life, because it gets complicated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Meg, what's your favorite part about the Walk for Recovery?
Yeah.
The people.
Just the people watching and seeing them all joy-filled and in
people
recovery?
And get to see people I haven't seen for a while. Yeah.
All these faces come up to you and go, hey, Meg, I know you. And you're like, I don't remember your name, but give me a hug anyway.
That's more true than you would think.
It really is. I know. I generally am driving around in a golf cart, a caddy cart, the golf cart, and I will have a lot of my former students come up to me and, hey, caddy, how are you? I'm like, hi. I have no idea who you are, but give me a hug. Just because we encounter a lot of people in the work that we do, and it's great because we may not initially remember them, but we will remember maybe their story or maybe, their energy. And
even just knowing that you maybe sparked something in them, or maybe, you had a difference if they remembered you, that means something, right?
Yeah, it means something to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I always think, and Meg, I think you could speak to this with the length of time that you've been with Minnesota Recovery Connection, we have an impact on other people, don't we, in our recovery?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. People are looking for strength. People who are struggling with addiction are looking for something solid to hold on to. And we can be that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can be that marvelous piece that holds us together. So I'm going to just ramble through some of the sponsors that we have for the Walk for Recovery. I may not have them all on my sheet of paper because I wasn't able to print off the latest and the greatest, and I can't see a darn tootin' thing. So first I'm going to have Erin read maybe some of the bands that we have playing. So tell us what happens. So what does the Walk for Recovery look like? How does it open up? What is that?
So it opens up with our grand, what is she called? The Grand Marshal? Or the
Sure. Yes.
Cynthia, the Executive Director, will stand on the stage and open the ceremonies at 10 o'clock. And then we get to start with some really great bands, including Nyasia. And then we have Sunset, who we play frequently on this show, I think every show actually. And this year we have a new band joining us, Twin Citizen. We're excited to have them. Also sad that Artificial Flowers will not be joining us. They've been with us for many years. Cassidy has been our sound and equipment guru, but he has a job that he is obligated to. So he did the service of finding us a new band, and I trust that he did that and got some great tunes for us. But they'll be back next year. He said that he'll plan it accordingly. So that will all take place. Yeah, and then during the walk, we have DJ Kid 612, and he'll be playing some tunes as we walk around the Capitol and as we close out the day. And then, of course, we've got some really great MCs, Justin McNeil and our friend Eric. I don't have his last name. Eric
Can't remember Eric's last name, but Eric with an A. That's with an A. Eric with an A. Yes.
Adore him. So, and they'll be in between sets giving some good information and just in general entertainment, because that's the kind of fellas they are.
Yeah. And I think the fun thing is that Justin McNeil was part of Minnesota Recovery Connection for a very long time, and we're just like, hey, who can we bring that's just got that spark of a personality?
We've got the trio back. It was the three of us last year, so it'll be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be awesome. And that's what we do in the recovery community. If somebody moves on to a new space or a place doing something new, it's not like, oh, you're over there, we can't talk to you. In fact, we want to envelop you even more because you're growing, you're succeeding, you're being more. Just like, everybody in the recovery community is always growing. Like, our friend who got a different job, so he can't help us out. But guess what? He still helped us out. He got us another band. He made sure that we were covered.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's what we do.
To your point, Meg, people they want something they can count on, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And the community that you can count on.
Yeah, and I mean that's what we offer. So, in our piece of the world for recovery, we have these people, these conversations, this hope. Sometimes pick people up, dust them off because they can maybe have a reuse or just have a fall in life. There was a young man who was in our office, Justin Fuller Green, who did a show with us years ago. A participant landed back in the Justice Involved system, and he was sort of like, man, how do I get back to a hold of him? What do I do? And it's like, we don't forget about you if you have a misstep. We actually pull you in closer. We get all the information we possibly can. And that's what this Walk for Recovery is that we can bring people in from years gone by. Volunteers come in that don't volunteer anyplace else, but they come to the Walk for Recovery for, 8 hours in a day. So some of we use the 8 dimensions of wellness, which is part of sort of the recovery world in terms, as well as mental health and physical health, all kinds of different organizations use that. And so we have spiritual health, physical health, emotional health, occupational health, financial health, emotional health, intellectual health, and social. And these are the areas that we talk about when we're working with individuals, but it's really more about just these are all the factors that can be part of somebody's wellness, and their recovery journey, but their life journey. So we have many organizations that represent the recovery community. We have Pride Institute, we have Wayside Recovery, we have Hazelden and Betty Ford Graduate School. Pease Academy is actually going to be part of our gratitude breakfast. Horowitz Health. I'm just randomly calling out names. So aren't you lucky ducks out there in the world? Twin Cities Recovery Gym and Wellness. Let's see. And then some of our community partners, we have a lot of those who are part of the 12-step organizations, all the different varieties. We have those. We have NAMI for mental health. We have Change the Outcome, Women for Sobriety, Nurse Peer Recovery Network, because we do have, we have those who are in the medical field that struggle themselves. And, we got to lift everybody up.
Yeah. Change the Outcome really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They go into high schools and give really good information to them from young people who are in recovery with lived experience. Yeah, they're really great.
I'm glad I mentioned them because you know more about it. We have Recovery Cafe Frogtown. Recovery is Happening. Face It Together up in Bemidji. Recovery is Happening is down in Rochester. So a lot of places are coming from all around the state. And that's what we do. We just pull everybody together. What are some of the animals? We have a pet zone.
We do, and they help draw people in. And so, Meg, you said that the first Walk for Recovery had about 400 people, right?
That's a guess, yeah.
Just a rough guesstimate. So last year we had over 4,000 people that joined. Woo woo!
That's what recovery can do.
Yeah,
it brings people together.
Right, and they come from all over the state too. People look forward to it. So if you know people in recovery, mention it to them because maybe they don't know about it.
Yeah,
I had several years in recovery before I had heard about it. Because I wasn't in the buzz, I guess. So yeah, something else that brings people in is our pet zone.
Yeah.
And so we've got some organizations coming in this year. We've got Acres for Life, Minnesota Companion Rabbit Society, Feline Rescue, Pet Haven, Minnesota Animal Humane Society, and then also Ben Affquack. Everybody goes crazy for this duck.
The duck.
He's just like...
He's a thing.
I think we'll have Derek, the owner of Ben, on the show sometime.
Yeah.
Because he's a pretty cool guy, too. And, yeah. You familiar with Ben Affquack there, Meg? Or the other pets?
Yes, I am.
It's just... Go ahead, Meg. What?
I said he's a hoot.
He's a hoot, yeah. Well, and the nice thing about this event, to Erin's point earlier, and that is people are welcome, but dogs are welcome as well because we have a pet zone. And Meg, who are the two companions on occasion that you bring with you when you go to places and spaces that are critters?
Oh, I'm blessed with a 14-year-old Labrador named Shawnee and a young one, Rainey, who is an American Lab, and she's got a little bit more energy than my old girl Shawnee.
She sure does. It's so fun to see the both of them.
Yeah.
I love them. Yeah, and that's partly what these organizations are there for, is so that people can know, like, these organizations offer companion pets, or like Acres for Life has
equine therapy.
Yes, equine therapy.
I was actually a part of that.
Oh, really?
Say more.
With Acres for Life, yes.
In what way?
I was did equine massage or equine therapy, horse therapy there.
Very nice.
Super.
Yeah. One of my participants did.
With the loss of my daughter.
Oh, wow. And helpful?
What was your experience?
It was mind blowing.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing what a horse can bring out in you, and how a horse can read your fears, your joy, your emotions. It's mind blowing.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but I do want to ask, how many times did you go to the therapy?
Oh man, well, I think I went for about 9 months.
And did you use the same horse each time?
I sure did.
Yeah. Okay. The horse basically chooses you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I see another show being developed, and Meg Allen, you're going to take the lead on that one.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and actually, my my guy's daughter is beginning to work in equine therapy as well. So we could have an interesting conversation around that.
I love it.
Oh, I love those rabbit holes that we do go down because we need to, this is this kind of stuff that comes up. That's why we have these conversations. So, Meg, I am so intrigued by that. I'm going to take one more reach out here for the food trucks that we're going to have available at the Walk for Recovery. We've got the Wandering Mug Coffee, 612 Teppanyaki. I always need people to help me with things. Tai Street Food, Twin Cities Gyro, Sweet
Fruity.
Fruit
Juices, I think.
Oh, Sweet Fruit Juices. Okay. The Popular Food Truck, Egg Roll Queen, and we try to do a diverse group of foods so that everybody can kind of meet their nutritional needs and get something in their tummy yummy. And what's really cool is that the T-shirt that we had developed this year that the woman across from me came up with, who was part of the design, is we have last year a T-shirt read recovery several times, black T-shirt with recovery, recovery, recovery. This year, thanks to Erin's marvelous idea, we have recovery, but it's listed in 5 different languages. And then on top of that, it's in several different colors, which includes yet another community, which is the LGBTQIA plus community.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I was just going to say that's one way that you all could be like a donor to us. Come on down and buy a T-shirt. Also, donors that have donated to Minnesota Recovery Connection, thank you for like incentives because people have raised money for us as individuals and as teams. And so we like to give gratitude for those who are really doing that for us. And so like Twins always give us something every year, and then just other local vendors give us donations. So thanks to them.
Yeah. I was just looking through all the gift cards that were at the office.
Yeah.
And so I think there's about 7 or 8 businesses that donated gift cards so that we can give those away to the people who are giving their time and raising money for the Walk for Recovery. Because the one thing is that recovery does not have any particular space or place or race or name or anybody that it doesn't like. It affects everybody. And what we get to do is we get to envelop our arms and our hearts around everybody that comes to the Walk for Recovery. And if those who can really pull together those teams and have some donations given to us as a nonprofit organization, any out there know nonprofits, every dime counts. So for those incredible sponsors and the community members and the teams, as you said, we are ever so grateful, ever so grateful. Yeah, so we have an opening at 10 o'clock. We have food that's available starting at 10 o'clock. We have bounce houses for kids. We've got a slide and a bubble that kids get to play in. We'll have face painting there. We will have merchandise that you can buy, as Erin said. We'll also just have a lot of conversations going on. We'll have some free water that's been given to us from Costco. We will have the bands. We'll have the walk will actually start about 1 o'clock, and we walk around about 1.5 miles-ish, kind of around the grounds of the state capitol and around some of the capitol buildings. And at the end of that, you have a real fun opportunity either before or after to take a picture with your great people. And then what do we do, Erin?
I don't know. I was going to say something else. What do we do after that?
We have an enormous recovery picture.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's before the walk.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
before
Sorry,
we actually walk around.
yes.
No, that's okay. I was going to say also, like, during that's when we give a shout-out to folks, like our donors, our top prize, top donors and stuff, so you do get a shout-out. And something else fun. Oh, yeah, that's the group photo.
Yeah. So what we do, folks, is we have everybody that we can collect, and I'm obnoxious on my bullhorn and my little cart, getting everybody to walk up to the stairs of the state capitol. If anybody's been there, there's beautiful marble stairs, and we all get up there, and we have a photographer take this picture of, it's 2,000 to 3,000 folks
that get on those steps.
Get on those steps, and then we have this big banner that says "Recovery Works." So we will continue this conversation of rah, shish kumbaya, go walk for recovery when we come back from break. So thank you for listening. Meg, you're amazing. We get to hear from you even more. So we'll be back in a couple. Thanks.
And this house needs love in it, 'cause without it there's no home. there's one thing that I've learned through this year of being alive.
Sunset bringing us in. You can see them, hear them at the Walk for Recovery. Welcome back. We are redefining recovery. It is a recovery revolution. We are going to finish up this conversation talking about the Walk for Recovery, how you can get involved. Caddy, let us know.
How can we get involved?
What can we do?
Well, we at any time, any place in space in the universe will be happy to take your donations to contribute to the Walk for Recovery, contribute to our organization, to contribute to the work that is done by us and by many recovery community organizations around the state of Minnesota. If you want to become a team member for the Walk for Recovery, you can just go to our minnesotarecovery.org website and click on the Walk for Recovery, and we'll just be happy to honor you at the Walk for Recovery, be part of our community. You can represent somebody that maybe you lost in your life. We have many teams that come in, and they are in honor of an individual that might have died from their substance use disorder or some space in time when substances impacted how somebody moved on through life. So
we have a big board that people can sign. It says what recovery means to me. And because recovery means something different to everybody. And I could just, depending on the day it goes on, but come down there and write what it means to you for sure.
Yeah, we have this huge board. It's probably 4 by 4 feet. What does recovery mean to you or me? And we've got Sharpies, and the messages that are on there are just marvelous. And what we do is we post them around our office. So when people come in, they just read the boards and look at the pictures and see all the beautiful things that we have. Because, you can't do recovery alone. A lot of times people think it's something that, if I just stop whatever, it's all going to get better. And what we have learned, and Meg said it, we need a community. We need other people to support us. And as you said, Erin, I think the really great thing is that if you're just, if you're recovery curious, they say, or somebody who might be recovery curious, or you yourself have struggled and you're still looking for that recovery community, that's what the Walk for Recovery can potentially do for you, is just sort of show up. And be there. So, Meg,
Caddy, If I was a listener on the radio and wanted to donate, how would I know how to donate?
Well, thank you, Meg. You're amazing. Nicely done. You can go right to the minnesotarecovery.org website. We have a donation button on the upper right-hand corner that you can hit, and it will bring you right to a QR code, or you can just put in your donation right there. So that would be the way that people can give some love to the recovery community. Thank you, Meg, for that prompt. You're amazing.
Thank you.
We're just so grateful and appreciative of our recovery community. Meg, tell me a story from years gone by. Tell me an event that happened at one of the walks that just sticks out in your brain. Is there something weird that happened or wonderful that happened?
Oh, wow. Well, you didn't give me time to think.
Lots of memories in there.
No, I didn't. I just put you right on the spot, my dear friend.
Who was working back then? Who were the different executive directors? It was Chris Kelly was the first?
No. Who was the first? Nell Hurley.
Nell Hurley, that's right.
And then
Nell Hurley was the first executive director, and
then Julia.
It was
Julia, right?
Right?
Julia?
No, Julia wasn't an executive director until she was with Chris Kelly towards the end.
Okay.
After Nell Hurley, I believe it was Jill.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Chris was you.
Yes, Chris was me. Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that I remember, and I don't know if you remember this, Meg, it was probably 2017, and they had a big balloon arch it always started off the race, and it was a windy day. And that balloon arch did the lean. And so we had to prop that little bad boy back up so that people could actually walk through it.
No more balloon arches after that?
No, we kind of made that go away because, you just can't predict that wind
Right.
on a given day. And do you remember, Meg, I think it was a year or two later that it was so hot, we were practically all melting.
Yes.
That was a beast. We had water that was donated to us, and I mean, it was gone in like 20 minutes because it was so hot, so hot. So anything come to mind in your stories back in the day?
Well, we had a few people that fell into the lake as they were walking around. That was always interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
We were going to go fishing or something.
We wasn't even tipsy or nothing.
No, I think it was accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wanted to cool off, I guess.
Good for them.
We had some really good times over there at Lake of the Isles. We really did.
Good.
And you're right, it was just a walk around the lake. But we had an opportunity to meet with a lot of people that were in the park and unfortunately homeless, and had an opportunity to reach out to many of them.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Along the way.
Wow.
It was an interesting experience over there.
Wow. Well, and I think that's that's an amazing memory that you bring up, and that is there are people in so many different spaces of life that are either struggling, period, or struggling with their substance use, or their substance use brought them to that struggle. And for you, Meg, to mention that, you were able to impact some people because we were present doing something for the community. Yeah, it was recovery, but it was for the community. Wow.
Absolutely.
What a great opportunity for you to reach your hand out. Wow, that's really great. So yeah, when we talk about the Walk for Recovery, it's welcome to anybody. There's access for drivers. There's parking all around the grounds that is free. The parking meters are not. I'll just say that as a public announcement. You can also take the train because the train will drop you right up on University, which is right in back of the state capitol. So that's an option for you to make your way there. Sometimes because there are a lot of people that show up in the relatively short window of time, parking, it doesn't ever get bad, but it could get complicated. If any of you are not familiar with where the state capitol is, if any of you are old enough to remember the old Sears building, it's just on the other side. We walk by it on our Walk for Recovery. So there could be an event going on over there, too. So you come to us first and then maybe go over there. But, I don't know what the event is, but we were forewarned by the state capitol. Yes.
In the Sears building?
They've opened it up to do something. So anyway, just public announcement here, just making sure you know that you come to the state capitol grounds for the event that's taking place. What else do you have to offer to the folks, Miss Erin?
About the Walk for Recovery, or about Recovery Month? It's by the time that comes back around, man, September's going to be over before I even know it, and it makes me sad. But we've got gratitude breakfast on the last day of September. So that'll be good.
Yeah. So that is a relationship that we have built with Augsburg College. They have their recovery student program that they've had for a long time, Step Up.
Yeah.
And we joined that relationship for many years ago. And what it does is it just brings the community together again in a different format, in a different space. We have a keynote speaker which is the principal at Pease Academy. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
Michael something.
Michael,
sorry.
yeah. You can look at our website, minnesotarecovery.org, for our gratitude breakfast. That's very early in the morning, 7:30 until 9 a.m. But if you're looking to participate in another style of event, maybe you don't like big crowds, that's someplace else that you could buy a ticket for. We serve breakfast and have good conversation, some good interactions with folks. So that's what Recovery Month looks like. We've got our Twins game that's happening on September 10th, and we have our Walk for today, and we have our Walk for Recovery September 21st, and we have our Gratitude Breakfast on September 30th. So any of this information is all available.
Thank you to Meg Allen for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Hear you again next week.
Yes.
Both of them things.
So thank you for joining us again for Minnesota Recovery Connections, Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution. Say goodbye from Meg.
Take care.
Thank you.